Liberation Party, and for the country as a whole. When leaders gather as we have gathered here together, with a common purpose of uniting and liberating the country, it reminds us of the coalitions of yesteryears, especially 2002, when for the first time we had a change of government. We are now looking at a coalition that is going to unite and liberate this country. I'll begin by accepting the challenge given by my younger brother, Rigji, that I should unite, or rather be the convener of this group. And I'm going to say, subject to their consent. Yes, I am willing to do that. And I can see my twin brother here. He'll be at hand to help me do that. And I have had the willingness of all my brothers present, and also our East African brothers.
All right, moving on, President William Ruto has once again told of his critiques opposed to his administration, citing that they lack an alternative plan to grow the country's economy. Speaking during a launch of on an off-grid solar access project in Ndau Island, Lamu County, the president explained that his opposers are focused on ethnic politics instead of conversations that unite the country. He poked holes into the agenda, pointing out how they should inform Kenyans about the alternative plan that will liberate Kenya and uplift the lives of its citizens.
Usikubali tutenganishwe na ukabila na chuki na migawanyiko. Hapo tutaharibu mpango na taratibu ya transformation ya taifa letu la Kenya. Na msiwajali wale matapeli, wale wachache ambao hawana mpango. Nimejaribu kuwasikiza kwa makini. Wale wanaongea kwenye mitandao, wanaongea kwenye maredio, wanazungusha maneno kwenye magazeti. Nimejaribu kuwasikiza kwa makini hawa watu wako na mpango gani. Ati mpango yao yote eti ni kumuondoa Ruto. Hawana mpango nyingine yoyote. Hawana sera, hawana mpango, hawana maoni, hawana maono, hawana chochote. Niwaambie wale, mwenye kuweka viongozi na kuwaondoa ni Mwenyezi Mungu, sio nyinyi. Nyinyi msijisumbue kupanga kabila hii na kabila ile, kupanga huyu na yule, kupanga haya na yale. Nyinyi tafuteni sera. Hapa tunazungumzia barabara kwa majina. Nyinyi mnaongea ukabila kwa majina. Hapa tunapanga mambo ya maji na stima na social housing na affordable housing na kuunganisha hawa wananchi stima. Ndio ya muhimu. Tupange ajira ya hawa vijana, Kenya isonge mbele.
At the same time, President William Ruto has launched the first Kenya off-grid solar access project at Ndau Island in Lamu. The president stated that they plan to provide access to power in the most remote areas. Additionally, they also plan to create employment and growth among the citizens. It covers Garissa, Isiolo, Kilifi, Kwale, Lamu, Mandera, Marsabit, Narok, Samburu, Taita Taveta, Tana River, Turkana, Wajir, and West Pokot counties.
Huku kuliko sahaulika, leo tunaweka historia ya kwamba Ndau ni katikati ya taifa letu la Kenya. Na ndio nimefika hapa. Na nimefika hapa makusudi kwa sababu sehemu hii haijafikiwa na stima. Haijafikiriwa kwa mambo ya stima. Hii KOSAP, mpango ambao utafikisha stima kwa sehemu ya counties 14 ambayo inaitwa ASAL, Arid and Semi-Arid Areas of Kenya, ikiwemo Lamu hii. Tuliweka kandarasi wiki iliyopita sahihi, na nikasema ya kwamba hii kandarasi imewekwa sahihi ya karibu shilingi bilioni 11 ambayo itafikisha stima kutoka Turkana, Samburu, Moyale, kule Mandera, Garissa, hapa Wajir, Samburu, Narok, ifike hapa Lamu, Tana River, iende mpaka Kwale. Na leo nimefika hapa ili watu wa Lamu pia waunganishwe na huduma ya stima vile Wakenya wengine wanavyopata huduma ya stima.
Alright, the Council of Governors has raised concerns over what it describes as Kenya Power's unchecked power in handling disputes with county governments. This follows a fierce standoff between Nairobi County and Kenya Power, triggered by commercial interest that had left essential services at risk. In a statement issued by the Council of Governors chairperson Ahmed Abdullahi, the governor cited several past cases where the electricity distributor disconnected power from key county institutions such as hospitals, water facilities, and government offices, endangering lives and disrupting services.
Great concern, the ongoing impasse between Nairobi County and the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, KPLC, which has persisted for several days. While it's unfortunate that the situation has escalated to this extent, it is crucial to highlight the long-standing issue. For a decade, KPLC has wielded unchecked power over counties and other entities, often resorting to abrupt power disconnections without due process or consideration or regard. They also owe us wayleave charges, huge water bills, and other levies to the tune of billions of shillings since the inception of devolution. Additionally, KPLC continues to disregard the advisory from the Attorney General and the provisions of Section 57 of the Physical and Land Use Planning Act 2019, which stipulates that a person shall not carry out development within a county without development permission granted by the respective county executive member in charge of land use planning.
Right, moving on, the Ministry of Health has demanded that the Nairobi City County cleans the county and sanitizes the area around Stima Plaza immediately to allow a return to normalcy for businesses around the premises, insisting many others not part of the ensuing scuffle affected. Speaking when she was visiting the area, Public Health and Professional Standards PS Mary Modhoni called out the county's Public Health Department for not having advised against the move. PS Modhoni now demanding an immediate investigation into the matter, insisting the acts that included sewerage blockage at the Stima Plaza and the Aga Khan Walk branch and dumping of garbage at the headquarters may have led to infections.
Anybody who passed through here got either infected or affected. It would be important that the county government, the director, the public health, director, to make sure that they come and clean up, because the stench is still here. Anybody who passed through here got either infected or affected. It would be important that the county government, the director, director, to make sure that they come and clean up, because the stench is still here. Come and clean up, ensure that this place is sparkling clean. Equally, I would call upon the IG, please bring the culprits to book. Do thorough investigations, because this is criminal, and ensure the culprits are brought to book. NEMA, it is important that you enforce the laws as per your act. ensure they are followed and ensure everything is left to book.
While still on matters health, doctors working in public health facilities in Nairobi County are now threatening to down their tools this Thursday. According to the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, that is the KMPDU, Nairobi branch chairman Maleo, the strike is in response to the failure of the county government to meet a raft of demands, among them salaries. Maleo lamented that the factors have significantly incapacitated doctors in the county to effectively deliver quality medical care to patients.
Doctors power! Power! Doctors power! Power! We are here to make an address to Nairobians. It's so unfortunate that you guys are here in Bagathi. If you move around, you'll see so many things going on. There are renovations going on, but unfortunately, in the next 24 hours or 34 hours, we are going to close down all hospitals in Nairobi. It's unfortunate. This is not what we'll have to do. In fact, as we are standing here, we are feeling very bad because these ladies and gentlemen you are seeing here are supposed to be somewhere in consultation rooms, in theaters, in labor ward, delivering mothers. But we are at a point where it has come that we have to come here and just talk directly to Nairobians. Because as doctors, our allegiance is to the patient, is to save lives. It's the humanity. It's not to the employer. Why are we here? How did we get ourselves here? I want you guys to go just a little bit, like 2 days ago, and you'll see the kind of people we are dealing with. This county woke up one morning and decided that the best way to sort out their issues, to sort out their fights, is to go and dump garbage at a sister government institution.
All right, moving on, political tensions are once again on the rise in the country as the victims of the 2007-2008 post-election violence demand the government to do more to address growing insecurity and economic problems. Ongoing tensions make clear political differences that almost tore apart the country 16 years ago have not yet been resolved. Speaking to the media in Nakuru, the victims of the 2007-2008 post-election violence drawn from different communities in Rift Valley expressed their concern over the utterances by some of the politicians led by Peter Tena. They called on the government to convene a national forum to discuss Kenya's worsening security, economic and political situation. Tena said that the public spat being witnessed among the leaders is likely to undermine the national security as it may incite supporters of leaders to unreasonably engage in altercations.
Rais wetu William Ruto na aliyekuwa waziri mkuu Raila Amolo Odinga pamoja na rais mstaafu Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta waliweza hapo awali kutuahidi kuwa hapa katika taifa la Kenya hakutawahi tokea machafuko kama yale ilitokea 2007 and 8 post election violence. Na hivi kwamba saa hizi kuko na mikutano mingi sana ambapo hata vijana wetu wamefika kiwango ya kupewa madawa ya kulevya na pia viapo kuhusiana na uchaguzi wa 2027. Na hapo ndipo tumeona kabisa tunaelekea katika zile violence zilizotokea 2007 and 8 post election violence. Tunataka wao wenyewe wawe kipawa mbele, wawe ndio nguzo kamili ya kuleta uwiano, kwa sababu hata ile National Commission on Reconciliation Commission haifanyi kazi yoyote, na idara nyingi zile ziko katika serikali ni kama zimekufa.
Tungelitaka kuona watu wakiwa na umoja. Tungelitaka kila Mkenya ako na haki kulingana na kikatiba, ako na haki ya kuishi kila pahali na kukaa kila pahali na kufanya kazi yake bila kusumbuliwa. Inatakikana hapa nchini ushirikiano huu ambao sasa wako nao na former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga na pia rais mstaafu Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, pia niliona waliweza kuongea na rais wetu William Ruto. Hawa wakiwa watatu walitueleza na pale mbeleni hakuna wakati kutakuwa na violence katika Kenya, hakuna wakati mwingine kutakuwa na mchafuko. Kwa hivyo sasa tunataka yale maneno ambao walinena hata former Prime Minister wazingatie hayo maneno.
Right, moving on, ODM Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has sustained attacks against the Kenya Kwanza government despite the fact that the leader of the party, Raila Odinga, has reconciled with President William Ruto. Speaking at the opening of Chungwa office in Kandunyi in Bungoma County, Sifuna said that he will not be intimidated by those who are accusing him of sabotaging ODM. Deputy Chairperson Godfrey Otsosi and Saboti Member of Parliament Caleb Hamisi have vowed to support Secretary Edwin Sifuna, saying that the ODM party is stable. Despite being in a broad-based government, the Kenya Kwanza, the party says it will field a presidential candidate in 2027.
Wenzetu wengine wanatuambia wao wamechoka kukula tear gas. Wamechoka kutetea wananchi. Wamechoka kukaa kwa barabara. Mimi nilijua kwamba hii safari kikomo chake ni sisi kama wana ODM kuchukua serikali. Vile ambavyo mmoja wetu amesema hapa, hatujafika. Na mimi naomba kwamba sisi kama wana ODM tuendelee na hiyo azma, kwa sababu kwa maono yangu, na nyinyi sijui mnaona namna gani, kwa maono yangu, there has never been a better opportunity for ODM to form government than 2027.
Sasa wale ambao walikuwa nafikiria kwamba ODM imekufa Bungoma, waambie watch this space. Tunakuja, si ndio? Na tusemi tu Bungoma peke yake. Sisi kama chama cha ODM tuko kwa harakati ya kujenga chama. We are strengthening the party.
And I want to tell the party ODM that it has reached a point where if the party does not protect Edwin Sifuna, us, the people of Western, we will protect Edwin Sifuna. And this is not from a rebel's point of view. Kwa sababu tukiongea hivi wanasema sisi ni wa rebel. Wanataka watu ambao wamenyamaza, ati ukisema left unaenda left. Tukisema right ati usiongee, ukiongea unatusi baba. Ati usiongee, ukiongea you are a mole. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo bwana.
Unajua kuchukua kofia yenye itoshi kichwa yako vizuri uadjust paka itoshe kwa wakati mfupi ni rahisi. Na ukiangalia wa SG hata ugonge mawe kubwa kidogo, yeye kichwa yake ni ngumu, wenye wanamgonga wenyewe wanaumia. Mtasapota wa SG?
Atakuwa Busia. Atatuambia kama anataka tuendelee mbele ama anataka tuvunje ODM. Na akisema tuendelee mbele, Sifuna sisi kama watu wa Bungoma hatutataka wewe na Deputy Party Leader Sozi na wabunge Western muongee, sababu atakuwa yeye ameonyesha nini mwelekeo. Lakini akisema lazima atakuwa na presidential candidate, leaders from Western, continue speaking your peace of minds. We are with you, we'll support you during the day, during the night. Is that our declaration?
Right, moving on, the 2025 Madaraka Day celebrations will be held at Raila Odinga Stadium in Homa Bay Town. The theme of the celebrations will be the blue economy and maritime affairs. Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo also said that plans are underway to expand and rehabilitate Kabunde airstrip and some identified road infrastructure within the area. PS Omolo on Thursday led the National Celebration Steering Committee in having extensive deliberations with the local political leaders led by Homa Bay Governor Gladys Swanga and Member of Parliament Kaluma. Other key leaders present were Principal Secretaries for Roads and Transport, among others. The FITI was initially set to be hosted in Kitui County.
It has been the tradition under this administration of President Ruto that we host national celebrations across the country as part of making sure that every part of this country feels appreciated and also involved in the national celebrations. Now, each of those national celebrations are themed, and this year's Madaraka Day celebrations will be around the blue economy and maritime. And there is no better place to celebrate that than Homa Bay. Now, Homa Bay County, as we all know, has 80% of Lake Victoria on the Kenyan side, and we will have a week-long celebrations focusing on that theme.
We want to say what an honor it is for Homa Bay to have been selected to host this year's Madaraka Day celebrations. the first time in history, in the over 60 years of our independence, we have never had this celebration in this county of Homa Bay. And I want to really express my gratitude on behalf of our people to His Excellency, President William Ruto, for selecting Homa Bay to host this year's celebration. It is indeed a great honor, and we want to use this early opportunity to welcome Kenyans from every walk of life and the people of Homa Bay and the region.
Alright, it is exactly 35 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to take a short commercial break. When you come back, we'll tell you what exactly the newspapers are saying. Don't go too far. Alright, welcome back to EBN TV. You're watching The Drift in the Morning with me, Martin Mashari. And just in case you're joining us, we are going to have a guest, an actor, later on in the program. But now we want to take a look on what's making headlines on the newspapers today. And today I'm having the Daily Nation, the Standard newspaper, and the Star newspaper dated the 28th day of February 2025. Let's kickstart with the Daily Nation. Let's see what's making headlines in the Daily Nation this particular morning. And the Daily Nation says unity tests ahead, and continues to say, of course, there is a picture there of a Democratic Action Party of Kenya leader, that is the DAPK leader, that is Eugene Wamalwa, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, who recently launched the People's Liberation Party, which was known as the NARC Kenya Party. There is Dorothy Semu, the actor was a Lendo Party, and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua during the launch of Ms. Karua's rebranded Party of Liberation House in Nairobi, that is yesterday. And continues to say the team, they presented a united front, but their biggest test is yet to come. People's Liberation Party leader Martha Karua, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Wiper boss Kalonzo Musyoka, and Democratic Action Party, the Kenya chief Eugene Wamalwa yesterday vowed to oust President Ruto. But the question remains, is the glue that holds them together strong enough? Because that's a question, the Daily Nation. And of course, Rigathi Gachagua recently announced that he will be announcing his way forward in matters politics. Martha Karua had announced that she is rebranding the NARC Kenya to the DAPK, the People's Liberation Party. Of course, there is a sum of collaboration from Eugene Wamalwa, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, and Dorothy Semu, the actors Alendo Party. It's a wait and see what is yet to come. Right, moving on. Alarm as condom shortage bites. A scarcity of condoms threatens to undermine the campaign against sexually transmitted infections and family planning programs in Kenya. And this particular concern was raised some few weeks ago, the shortage of condom, and this comes after the USAID removed themselves from funding to the headquarters of the One Nation newspaper. It paints a picture of why 34 top lawyers, retired judges, may lose their senior counsel rank. Of course, you can take a look to that particular story on page 10 of the Daily Nation, dated the 28th of February 2025. Right? Moving on to the Standard newspaper dated today, says 4-star brat and Muhoozi Kainerugaba is a decorated soldier in the Uganda Army. However, the more stars the officer gets, the more erratic he becomes. He quit social media platform X after a series of diplomatic gaffes, but his return has seen him make more controversial statements that threaten regional peace, family units, and the media. Of course, there is a picture there of Muhoozi. It continues to say the man, General Muhoozi, born on April the 24th, 1974 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, is a prominent Ugandan military officer and the son of President Yoweri Museveni and First Lady Janet Museveni. He is the eldest of their 4 children. Muhoozi early education spanned several countries due to his family's movements during periods of political unrest. He attended schools in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, and UK and Egypt. He attended the Royal Military Academy, that is Sandhurst, in the UK for his officer cadet course, and the Egyptian Military Academy, completing both the company and battalion commanders courses. Throughout his career, Muhoozi has held several key positions within the Uganda People's Defense Forces, that is the UPDF. He served as the commander of the Special Forces Command from 2008 to 2017, and again from December 2020 to 2021. In June 2021, he was appointed commander of UPDF Land Forces, a position he held until October of 2022. In March 2024, he was promoted to the role of Chief of Defense Forces, making him the head of Uganda's military. Of course, in January 2023, he said, "I will capture Nairobi for sure. That's my hometown. If any Kenyan tries to prevent me, he'll be in soup. We will drink him from dinner. My father can sack me again if he wants." That's his X account, quote unquote. On February 15th of 2023, he said, and I quote on his X account, "I want to say one more thing. My blood is being killed in Bania, Eastern DRC. My people from the Bahima are being attacked. That's a very dangerous situation for those attacking my people. No one of this earth can kill my people and think he will not suffer for it." All right. And again, in February 2022, he took to his X account and said, and I quote, there was nothing normal about your relationship with my father. You found a happy home and tried to wreck it. You are a disaster of a woman. You didn't leave. Mzee kicked you out of the house in December of 1986. Dragged you to the car while you were crying and sent you to your parents. And again, in February 23rd of 2023, he said, and I quote, "My office will soon begin an audit on all media houses. These are the instructions of the Commander-in-Chief. All of you will report to my office from now." Right, that's a feature story of Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who is a soldier in the Ugandan Army, and he is also a son to Tanzania prominent President Yoweri Museveni and First Lady Janet Museveni. Of course, that particular story is on page 1 of the Standard newspaper. And of course, another story making headline in the Standard newspaper is the governor's turn heat on KPLC over blackout bills. And of course, that's a story you can get to on page 8 of the Standard newspapers, and it continues to say, senators and governors had a rare convergence of position following the tussle between Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja and Kenya Power and Lightning Company, that is the KPLC. 4 senators said they will be summoning Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi and KPLC CEO, that is Joseph Siror, to explain what they termed as indiscriminate power disconnection in critical installation across the country on a day governors had complained about the Electricity Corporation frustrates provision of essential services in the counties. Through the Council of Governors, the county leaders accused KPLC of bullying and harassing the developed units by resorting to abrupt power disconnection with disregard to the impact of such actions. And of course, yesterday we saw the Council of Governors defending, not really defending, but they were kind of defending the act by the county government of Nairobi by dumping trash at the Steamer Plaza compound, just immediate their gate. And of course, that's a story that we'll be keeping tabs and we'll be bringing you in our subsequent bulletins later on in the day and the weekend. Of course, moving on to the Star newspaper dated the 28th of February 2025, it continues to say, XDP, Karua and Kalonzo join forces against Ruto. And of course, there is a picture there of Eugene Wamalwa, the leader of DAPK, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, People's Liberation Party leader Martha Karua, Tanzanian politician Dorothy Semu, former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Mkisa Kitui, and Jimmy Wanjigi during the launch of People's Liberation Party, formerly known as NARC Kenya, and its offices in Nairobi on Thursday. Of course, that's a story we had taken a look at on the Daily Nation. Governors say KPLC operating with impunity, abusing monopoly. Senators and governors have turned the heat on Kenya Power, accusing the agency of operating with impunity and abusing its monopoly. In a strong worded statement, the Council of Governors said for a long time KPLC has wielded that it's described as unchecked power over counties and even disconnected power to hospitals. And you'll remember yesterday the Control of Budget released statistics showing that Nairobi County claims that KPLC owes them a tune of 4-something billion approximately, I stand to be corrected, and KPLC claims that Nairobi County have their pending bills of a tune of 3 billion that has accrued for 2 years. Of course, we'll be keeping tabs with that. Moving on, how irregular procurement robs counties of billions. Fresh details have emerged of how taxpayers could be losing billions of shillings in irregular procurements and payments in the counties. Auditor General Gadungu, in a new report, has exposed how county administrations are dishing out tenders worth millions in disregard of the law. The audit reports for county executives for the period ending June 30th of 2024 revealed that counties routinely violate, ignore, or manipulate public finance and the procurement laws. Of course, that's a story. You can get it on page 4 and 5 of the Star newspaper dated today, the 28th of February 2025. Right? And that's what we take a short commercial break. We're done with the newspaper review. When we come back, we'll be having a guest, an actor guest. We'll be trying to make sense of the film industry as at now. My name is Martin Masharia. Don't go too far.